When you're selling options for premium, making sure you have a good setup is literally the most important part of the process. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a crash course to make sure you have a good setup so you're maximizing that premium income. Now guys, I got a special giveaway if this video hits 100 likes today. I have a cheat sheet that you're literally going to be able to print out for yourself to make sure that you are following step by step exactly when you're opening up a trade so you're maximizing the premium. So if this video hits 100 likes, which come on guys, ain't nothing, hit the like button, right? I will leave it down below. It's completely for free. It's not no opt-in. You'll be able to download it right from your Google Doc. So again, just hit like and I will drop that comment, or I will drop that in the pinned comment when this video hits 100 likes. You're going to absolutely love it. But guys, today we're going to be going over and giving you a little bit of a crash course on making sure that you have a good setup for your option sales, okay? This is critical because a lot of you jump into your cash secured put, your cover calls, all those things, right? But you ain't thinking straight, all right? You're blinded by the premiums, right? And trust me, I know I got the premium blinders sometimes too. It's like we're like a horse, right? We're just like premium, right? And like even though the premium might look juicy, it might look super juicy for you, it ain't as juicy as if you have a great setup for it. And I'm going to give you guys a deep dive into some technical analysis for selling options today to make sure you got those fantastic premiums, all right? And all it requires is a little bit of patience. Listen, at the end of the day, us option sellers, right, we paid for patience, and some of you get a little antsy out there, all right? So we're just going to use NVIDIA here as our example today because it is one of the best companies to sell options on because it just moves so much and the volatility is insane, and it is, of course, one of the most valuable companies in the world, right? So it's like a blessing that we even have a company like this that we can sell options on. So right here, I'm just using Yahoo Finance. A lot of you guys, especially in our groups, private groups, ask me, what charting do you use, Pete? Like what chart? Listen, guys, I like to use Trading View as well, but it's unnecessary, guys. I'm not in a phase of my life anymore where I'm like drawing, I'm doing things with the candlesticks, I'm drawing lines and sketches. Like this is not the channel. I'm not that smart, guys. I'm sorry to burst the bubble. I'm not that smart of a person. I have no desire to do that, right? Because number one, you're just lying to yourself. You can't predict what the market's going to do. Nobody can predict what the market's going to do, but we can build a thesis around it. With that said, free tools is all you need to do that, okay? You don't need to go any further. Now, if you're a day trader, a Picasso the candlestick, like sure, go and do that. I'm sure there's strategies for you to go, like whatever the heck it is that you do. But for me, I ain't into that. I'm not into that, okay? So for our example, we're just going to use NVIDIA, and then whatever stock you're using, make sure you just go to the chart section here on Yahoo Finance. When you're here, right, you're going to have this kind of chart, right, for your stock, and you can change around like the time frame that you want. Now, for the most part, when I'm selling options, I'm most of the time doing 30 to 45 days to expiration. That means my options contract will expire 30 to 45 days out. With that said, I will always flip between to look at like what the last year looked like on the stock, but for the most part, I'm looking at the 3-month time frame. And the reason for that is it gives me kind of like an understanding of where this stock has been for the last 3 months and where it could potentially go in the next 3 months. Again, I'm not sitting on these stocks for such a long period of time. I'm usually getting assigned and then trying to exit it as quickly as possible for that appreciation sale, right? So that's what I'm usually trying to do within a 1 month or two, right? So I get assigned my first month, right? And then try to sell my second month. Now, of course, that doesn't always happen. I don't always get assigned, but that's kind of like what I'm trying to do. If I get assigned, I'm trying to get it called away the next month. You see what I'm saying? So here we are on our chart here, set on our 3-month. Your date range, I like to just do 1 days. That's me. You can change around however you want. I do like this mountain view. Sometimes I know, I hate to say it, sometimes I'll look at the candlestick. I make fun of the candlestick people, but like I do sometimes look at the candlesticks as well. But for the sake of this, I just like mountain because it just makes it look very nice. But you can adjust these to whatever looks good to you. It really is totally your decision. Right now, we're not going to be going into like why you should use different ones versus not, okay? So the next thing you want to do is you're going to click over here where it says indicators, right? From here, we're going to add the first indicator, which is our Bollinger Bands, right? The Bollinger Bands basically give you a range that a stock is most likely to trade in. Now, it is a Fugazi. It doesn't actually mean anything because nobody knows if a stock is going to go up or down, right? But it basically gives us, again, we're building a thesis here for ourselves, okay? So right here, I'm just going to put 30. This period right here is basically going to make this middle Bollinger Band, right, the 30-day moving average, okay? Now I'm going to click done. The Bollinger Band basically tells you, right, again, what range a stock will price will trade in. Okay. Now, for example, with Nvidia, right, it's between its middle Bollinger Band and its bottom Bollinger Band right here. So what does that mean, right? Well, what that means, number one, that there seems to be some sort of sell-off happening right now, right? If it's trending toward its bottom Bollinger Band, that usually means a lot of people are selling the stock. And when a lot of people are selling a stock, right, the stock price goes down. Now, right here, when Nvidia was trading above, right, its middle Bollinger Band, trending towards its top, right, this is where it was more overbought. When something's overbought and a lot of people are buying it, what does that do to the stock price? It shoots it up, right? So that's what it does, right? It starts sending it upwards, right? Now, you can see here, when it hits the top of the Bollinger Band, it usually retracts down, sometimes even goes down past it, but then quickly comes back into it, right? Comes back down, right? And now again, there's never a time, nobody knows again if it's going to happen or not, but you could see for the most part, right? We hit top Bollinger Band, sometimes we squeak past it for a day or so, and then we come back to reality and we kind of follow this kind of like ping-ponging pattern. Now, the more of that ping-ponging, the more volatility a stock has, right, the more your premiums are going to be. And because of the ping-ponging that Nvidia loves to do on its Bollinger Bands, right, we are able to take advantage of fantastic premiums for it. So what are the rule of thumbs when opening up your cash secured puts or your covered calls leveraging the Bollinger Bands? Well, when you are trading towards the bottom of the Bollinger Band, right, that's the best time to do your cash secured puts, right? The reason for that is if everybody is pouring out of a company, they're trying to get out of it, right? That means that's sending the stock price down further. Well, that means that the stock price is going to keep going down, and then we're able to then select, like for example, it's 109 right now. We're able to maybe select the 95 strike, 90 strike in our options contract, right? Much better deals while also collecting insanely juicy premiums. We might be getting 2, 3, 4% return on our collateral and getting in potentially on a fantastic price on the company as well, right? Now, if you, let's say we're right here, like, and Nvidia was like trading at like 145, and you tried to open up a cash secured put for 95, right? Your cash secured put, it might not even exist, right? Nobody might even know, there might be nobody even out there willing to do something like that, right? There's no buyer on the other end of that, right? So it just doesn't even happen, right? So, like, take advantage of it when times are bad. And this is one of the hardest things that you'll learn as a trader, is that you need to make sure when the stocks are going plummeting down that you have the capital ready to do those cash secured puts and to stick to your plan of actually doing it. Because a lot of people get scared when the stocks are plummeting down, right? When Nvidia went from 147, plummeted down to 118, everybody started running scared, right? But you need to be able to be in control of your emotion, because that's where there is massive opportunity now to sell your cash secured puts and get in some amazing prices on some amazing companies, right? So now the reverse is also true, right? When you want to do a covered call, meaning you're willing to sell your 100 shares at a certain price, you want to wait till you're trending towards the top of the Bollinger Band. Why? Because now, right, we can now potentially sell our shares at maximum price. So for example, right here with Nvidia, when it was trading at like 147, we could have went out there and said, hey, you know what? 30 to 45 DTE, we're willing to sell our shares for 155, 160, 170, and collected insane premiums for that as well, right? Because again, the stock is trending up. People think it's going to keep going up, right? So there's going to be, there's going to be that open interest for that, right? So that's the most important, I would say, if there was only like one indicator that if I could only use one indicator for the rest of my life when selling options, it would be the Bollinger Bands, because it kind of tells you RSI in a way, right? Like RSI, relative strength index, basically tells you how overbought or oversold a company is. But it kind of, you're already kind of told that story with the Bollinger Band, right? If it's trading towards the bottom Bollinger Band, like right here, we can already assume that it's below 50 on the RSI and it's being oversold. And if it's trending towards the top of the Bollinger Band, we can already assume it's being overbought and a lot of people are pouring into it, and it's going to shoot that RSI up over 50, probably closer to those 60, 70 ranges. Now, there are a couple other indicators that I want to share with you. So the next one is, obviously, I just want to show it, RSI right here. If we just leave, you could just leave everything default right here, and you could see the RSI right here, like we said, right? It's between the middle Bollinger Band, bottom Bollinger Band, a little bit oversold, 39 on the RSI. Right? So we basically already knew that, okay? The RSI, again, tells you how overbought or oversold a stock is. 50 is the middle point. Anything below 50, it's usually going to be oversold, right? Meaning a lot of people are pouring out of it. Anything above 50, in that 60, 70 range, it's overbought, meaning a lot of people are pouring into it, positive sentiment, all that good stuff. You know how it is, right? And a lot of people are pouring in money into it, which sends the stock up higher, okay? Two other indicators that are worth putting on your charts is going to be your moving averages. I like to have my 200-day moving average here, and I'll put that here, and you can see our 200-day moving average for NVIDIA here is $127. And then I'll add another moving average, and I like to put my 300. And I have to put this a crazy color because your boy is colorblind, right? And that is 113. How do I use this to decide what I'm going to be getting into with cash secured puts or covered calls? If I can buy companies that I love under their 200 and 300-day moving averages, I will do that, right? If we looked at NVIDIA over, let's say like a 6-month period, right? We didn't really have any opportunity, guys, to be getting anywhere near its 200 and 300-day moving average because it was just skyrocketing. But now when we're at a point where it's trading below its 2 and 300-day moving average, people are already scared, right? They're running scared, right? But this is the time where if you stick to your plans, right, and actually get into the companies that you love and you believe in right now, right, not like some sketchy, weird stuff, this is when you can be rewarded, okay? Especially in the future with a company, I believe, like NVIDIA. I don't see NVIDIA going away. I mean, it stands to gain the absolute most in AI, quantum computing, robotics, chips, all the stuff that they do, right? Just again, with all the uncertainty in the marketplace that's happening right now with the tariffs and the volatility, right? They're just taking a beating, right? But with that, taking that beating, right, there's a lot of people, especially people in our community, that are taking advantage of that and getting in at great prices. Whether they get assigned or not, they're still collecting some amazing premiums. Guys, let me know any indicators that you use down below in the comments. While you're down there, make sure to hit like, because I have a great cheat sheet that you'll be able to check off and make sure that you have everything set straight when you are doing your covered calls or your cash secured puts. So a great resources for those of you that are brand new to option selling as well. But this video must hit 100 likes. Come on, guys, it's easy. It's a like, right? I hope I provided some value for you guys to help you collect some juicy premiums. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. God bless you, and I will see you tomorrow.